Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to be here. I have a very special guest. And if you are someone who gets dressed in the morning and just ends up putting on the same things that you've always worn, or even though you have a closet full of clothes, or you put something on and you like one piece and you're like, oh, I don't know how to make a complete outfit, or does this really look good, or why did I buy this, or any of those kinds of things. Well, we're going to talk to you about that today because there's definitely a solution. And my total image woman of the week is Allie Joyce, who is just awesome. You're going to love her energy and her spirit. I met her through the amazing Jackie Zuckerman, who is our marketing guru. I think she's everybody's marketing guru now. That's just what I've decided.
And if she's not, she should be.
You're right. You said that. Exactly true. She's fabulous. And she knows the nicest people. And Allie is just a true joy. We've just been having so much fun. And she took my Create Your Personal Style in 6 weeks class back in August, which ended a couple of weeks or so ago. And she just had great results. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about how it helped her and how it can help you as well. So Allie, welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Oh, it's always a joy to be with you, for sure. So first of all, tell us what you do, because you have a pretty cool job and a pretty, sort of high-powered job.
Yes. Thank you so much. So I am a residential real estate agent, and I service mostly Boston and greater Boston and those surrounding suburbs. And my job is actually the reason why I took the class, because as a real estate agent, I have a unique opportunity to wear whatever I want. And I came from finance, where I was in a suit every day. I was in a pantsuit. And it almost made it easier because I didn't have to think about it. And if I wanted to funk it up a bit, maybe I would buy a different cut, or I would add some cute heels, or I'd add a cute belt. And now with all of these choices, it became so much more difficult, and it felt so much more important because I'm a walking brand. And so that was the reason for me, is that there were some outfits I loved. There were some outfits I thought were okay, but I was really searching for, like, what is my image and how does it reflect who I am as a person and myself professionally?
Yes, absolutely. And you really hit the nail on the head, because women come to me all the time saying, what's my personal style? What's my style? And and what happens is, you're right, there are like a million different choices out there in the store, and it's easy to be kind of seduced by some of those. Like, oh, I should try that, or oh, that looked good on her, so maybe that looks good on me. And then you end up with a funny mishmash in your wardrobe with no true strategy to get you where you want to go. And you're absolutely right. I loved what you said. You're a walking brand. Every single one of us, no matter whether we have our own business or we don't, whether, it doesn't matter. We're each a walking brand for ourselves. We give people clues as to who we are by how we dress. And if we're a little confused by it, or we're kind of all over the place, or it's not really making the statement that we want our clothes to make, then it kind of confuses other people. And so, you're very wise that you wanted to make sure that you had a consistency there. And we all have different parts of ourselves. So there are different times when we can express different parts of ourselves. But you wanted to be able to feel confident in being able to express those different parts, depending on maybe which client you were seeing. Maybe it was, because I would think when you saw somebody the first time, you may dress differently than you would see them the second or third or the 25th time, or however many.
That's so true. Yes. Like, especially for my buyers, if I'm with you for a little longer, I might start pushing the envelope a little bit.
Yeah.
And summer is challenging because it's hard to be like smart casual in the summer, whereas fall is so easy to be like, you can have a cute jacket, flats. I feel like it's so easy to dress for that. But no, it's absolutely right. If I'm meeting a developer, we're in an office, I might actually pull out the old finance garb. But sometimes I'm I have other developers I'll meet on site, and there's no, the last place we were at, there was no floor. There was no stairs to go to the basement. So you just jumped down if you wanted to go. So I'm not wearing heels in that scenario. So yeah, it's very interesting. And what I also loved about your class too is that I wanted to be deliberate in my style and how I picked out my clothes. And there was none of that. It was like, oh, I'm sick of all of this. Okay, what can I grab at TJ Maxx? And I know I can't talk about this enough. I know I've told you this to ad nauseum, but after your class, and I did the colors as well to you viewers out there. So get your colors done too, and your fashion fit formula so that how things should be tailored to you. And I cleaned out my closet based on all that we learned. And it's a joy to step in my closet.
Yes.
Whereas before it overwhelmed me. I couldn't find anything and nothing excited me. And now I walk in with deliberate purpose, and it's organized by color, which you recommended, and I love.
That's awesome. That is totally awesome. So what you did was you used the strategies that we learned throughout the 6 weeks to apply to your existing wardrobe. Have you purchased anything new since the class, or very little, or a lot, or none?
So honestly, none. Well, no, I take that back. Very little, because I did get those cute things on Cabby with
That's
you.
right, yes.
And what I did is I was able to pull out things that aligned with what we learned, especially my inner beauty words. That was big. That was groundbreaking for me. And I'm so glad we did it together, because it's really hard to conceptualize that sometimes by yourself. Since it's such a big, I'm not thinking of that word, but an idea that you don't want to call yourself beautiful, because that's how we're taught. We're not taught to, that's vain. So I took everything that we learned and I thought about different outfits and different looks. And the only things I purchased were the few things from Cabby. I got rid of a ton, and then a few other staples, because one thing I didn't realize was that like a brick red was a great color for me.
Yeah.
And so then I looked at my closet and I was like, oh wow, I had never wear these pants. Let me get a belt to complete the outfit, like when we talked about that.
Yes.
And then let me get like a brick red top, and it totally transformed it. And then I also did revamp shoes as well. Based on, that was a fun one, the shoe class.
The shoe class, yes. Was that your favorite class? What was your favorite class?
Let me think. The shoes they all were so fun. The shoes were fun. The contrast was fascinating.
Yeah.
I loved learning about the contrast because I love pattern, and I discovered that the pattern, when I showed you that dress with the green dress that I loved, the pattern consumed me.
Right.
Because I was dressing way over my contrast value.
Right. Yeah.
So I loved that one. The shoe was really fun, and that inspired me because I think shoes can transform an outfit. And so that was fun. I don't know. There's so much. So I guess shoes, color contrast, and inner beauty words.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the inner beauty words, I think, was my favorite.
Yeah. It's we don't often take the time, or we're not encouraged to look deep within ourselves.
Yes.
Figure out who we are. And you're right. Even with coaching, it can be a little bit tricky to do that, where many of us are taught to be modest, to be humble, and then to say that we're, magnificent, or greatly spirited, or or beautiful, or whatever it might be. There are like 300 words that we can hear. It can be a little embarrassing, a little intimidating, and so that's where I can help to facilitate that, as you notice. But it's a powerful component of together a wardrobe, don't you think?
So powerful, and it is what I go back to all the time.
Yeah.
When I get dressed, I think about all my inner beauty words, but the one that I come to is when I'm finishing off is like, do I feel classy?
Yes. Yes.
And then I'm like, okay, yep. Because I remember one thing you said was everything's going to have to feel classy for you. And that was like a light bulb. I was like, okay, this is what I'm missing in some of my other outfits. They might be in style, they might be cute on other people, on the model, but if I don't feel classy in it, then it doesn't work. So that was something I was also surprised at the foundational skills that we got that can apply to any trends. Because that was my big thing. I don't know if you remember when we first met, I said, I want to follow trends, 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 trends. And it's so much more than that. In the inner beauty words is everything, because it gives this whole process bigger purpose, because it's not just about being stylish and it is about feeling good about yourself, but it's so much more about a sense of self than just, wearing nice clothes and putting them together well. Exactly. And I think that that's lost on people.
It is. It is. A lot of people feel confused, discouraged, overwhelmed, all of those things. And when you do have a sense of purpose and you do have a strategy, it makes it so much easier, whether you're somebody who likes to follow the trends or you just want to stick to classic designs. It doesn't matter. It's all right. You have to have a strategy. Without the strategy, we're inundated daily by a sale here, a discount there, a new store here. I mean, even though I know a lot of them are closing, sadly, but there are new ones popping up too. And now we're going into fall here in the northern hemisphere anyway. And so all the fall styles are coming out. So no one wants to waste money on something they're never going to wear. They want to make sure that it really has a place in their wardrobe. And so I've been so impressed with how you have taken the information and run with it. And what's also, I make sure with this class, I think the classes, and you can tell me if you think this is true or not, the classes, there's a lot in them. So yes, people have access to the recordings for as long as they want. So you can go back and oh yeah, well, value contrast level, let me go back and review that. Or texture, yeah, let me go back and do that. Or how do I do jewelry again? And you can go back and review those lessons so that as you need them, you can pull them in. Or I've also had women who say, I'm going to wait till I lose 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or whatever many pounds. And my thinking with them is, first of all, you want to feel great wherever you are in your body. And secondly, these tools will serve you no matter what your weight is. So these are things that you can learn because they're not related to the trends. You can use them to help you determine what trends work on you, but they have nothing to do with the trends. They're about a profound foundational strategy.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the perfect way to put it. And I do love that there are recordings because there was so much to consume. Yeah. And in the class, I was feeling, I was enjoying all the information, but my head was spinning and thinking, how am I going to implement? And then afterwards it settled in and I said, okay, I'm going to start with cleaning out my closet. Yeah. And I just used everything that I learned. And I love going back to the recordings. It's fun too to see the other questions that people asked, because sometimes you don't know you have a question. Yes. And then someone else asked it and you're like, that's right. I experienced that too. And you are so generous with your time, Ginger, when you take everyone's questions and pictures and comment very detailed about it. And so that was a huge benefit from the class, was having the access to you and your personal comments.
Yeah, because fashion is very, very visual. In fact, right now I'm working on it for a magazine, and one of the things I said, I just wrote her an email, said, please, can I include 1 or 2 photographs? Because without it, it's conceptual and theoretical and all that, and that's fine. But I still say, see, here's what happens. And so that's why you're right. I encourage people to send in pictures, send in questions so that I can answer them in more detail.
Right.
I find that that's how we learn the best, is by being able to hear it, see it, and then practice it, which is exactly what you've done so well.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes. No, it would be fun to see your Photoshop skills. And I just remember everyone in like the comments would be like, wow, whoa, like, cause you would just change the line or you'd fix the necklace, something. Like I'm not in my good neckline right now, but I do have my necklace.
Your necklace, that's okay.
Draw to it. I'm wearing my purple cabbie pants. So standing up, it's a very good look.
You'll get
Yes. I love them. They're very comfortable too.
Yeah. Cabbie's known for being super comfortable, which is really great. Yeah.
And it's good because like if I'm too comfy, I don't feel classy. So it's nice to have both.
Yes, yes. And that's the thing that a lot of women don't realize. And I think that's why women get stuck wearing their athleisure wear or their workout everywhere, is they want to be comfortable and they don't realize that they can be comfortable and still feel like they have a style at the same time if their workout clothes aren't doing it for them. So, it's, and I noticed that David is watching. David was actually my only male total image woman of the week who I interviewed a couple of months ago, and he's an amazing designer. So he understands this. He understands how it makes such a difference when it fit you beautifully and when, everything coordinates beautifully, and that we can get conflicting information out there in the world. It's pulled in a lot of different directions. So now when you get dressed for your work, how's that experience? Do you have like a set of things that like, these are the things that I like to wear? Or do you have fun going in and playing? Like everybody has a different way of approaching it.
So I guess a little bit of having set outfits and then playing. So I kind of, in this recent process of going through my wardrobe, I did a lot of playing in terms of like, oh my God, I have that. Where's that been all my life? Oh, and this and that and together. So I have a few new outfits in mind that I'm playing with. And it just is so much more of a joy because I was thinking about, because like I said, there's a deliberate process. So it's fun to play with it. And I don't like a lot of clutter. So I really like that it's a little bit more focused.
Right.
And I'm more of an outfit person than capsule wardrobe. I know we talked about that in the Ignite Your Style. So everyone will have to do that afterwards.
Yes.
So I think in terms of like outfits, and it just is it's a happier process. And I have all my materials from the class and the stuff that we've done separately in this like little shelf in my closet.
You have a shelf.
And so
I'm so excited.
So it almost makes it like a reverent process. Like it's just, it's nice. It's like self-care, a little form of self-care every day. I knew I was going to get a lot out of it, but I didn't realize like how much it would be, how much pleasure it would bring me, and I think I always think about my inner beauty words all the time. Like I was thinking the other day, you were talking about sneakers and you were like, if that aligns with your inner beauty words. And I'm like, it doesn't, not me. You know, I have nothing against sneakers. I actually think some of the sneaker fashions are really cute.
Oh, totally.
But it's not me. And having that knowledge of what reflects me is life-changing. And I feel like all the people viewing are going to think that I'm just a broken record, but until they experience it, they won't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's you put it really well, that it's really it is a process. It gets into your head and it allows you to think about things differently. So now, for instance, when you do go back to TJ Maxx, you'll have a plan. So there's nothing wrong with shopping at TJ Maxx at all, but
no, and I love them.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you have a plan, then you can be very definitive about, you won't just grab, oh, is this $14.99? Oh, great. Okay. I don't know if it's my color or not, but you know what? It fits me. I'll bring it on. No. You want to like, yes, I know this will go with the plum colored pants that you have on right now, or you have a plan, so you spend your money more wisely. And I even had one woman in the class, she was really funny. She said, I walked into the store, but it spent about 15 minutes and then I left. I didn't buy anything. And that was okay. And that's so true, because she knew, it wasn't like she left thinking, oh, should I have bought that? Should I not have bought that? She knew that nothing in there at that moment, she'd go back another time, I'm sure, and find things, but she knew at that moment that nothing was right for her, and she felt
Right.
that confidence level. So it's all about building your fashion confidence and your wardrobe.
Yes, that's so true because now exactly I like can tackle the store. I'm like, you're not in my colors. You're not in my color contrast. You know, you don't reflect my beauty words. I haven't attempted TJ Maxx yet because I feel very satisfied in my wardrobe.
Yep.
But when I need a little pick me up, I'll definitely go there. But I like that it was like I went shopping in my own wardrobe for the most part.
Yes, yes. And it's funny, there are a couple of women going into the next session, which actually starts next Wednesday. So if anybody wants to join us, go to createyourpersonalstyle.com. There's still room. And there are a couple of women who came into it and they said, can we do this by shopping our own closet? And my answer was definitively yes,
Yes.
absolutely. And then as you go along, you can start to make a list of, okay, here's a hole that I have. I need something that will fill this hole.
Mhm.
Start to build that out. But absolutely the first place I always encourage people to start is in their own closet, because the last thing you want to do is just go out and buy a whole bunch of new stuff and put it in with things that half of them you aren't even wearing or you don't know what to do with. So the class is perfect for starting there. So thank you for mentioning that. And I'm not looking to buy a house right now, but if I were, you would be the person I would call.
Oh, thank you, Ginger.
How people can reach you. And you mentioned it. So the greater Boston area, people can
Yes.
be looking to buy or sell, either one, right?
Exactly. So if you're looking to buy or sell, Greater Boston, some of the surrounding suburbs as well, I would be honored to help anyone. The best way to reach me is really my cell phone, and it's 339-237-0783.
Okay, great. And why don't you put that into the comments of,
Okay.
if you're okay with putting that on Facebook.
I guess I just did. So, you know what? As a real estate agent, everyone has access to me.
Right,
So,
yes.
you Google me, I'm there. So hopefully no axe murderers.
Yeah, no, we don't want that. And people call me and say, how do I find Allie? And I will help find Allie too. But
Wonderful.
thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it. You really took the information and ran with it, and you're reaping the results and the rewards as a result of that. So thank you so much, Allie.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for all that you do to take us on this journey of self-confidence and fashion confidence.
It's a lot of fun. I think I have as much fun as everybody else in the class. And like I mentioned, the next one is starting next Wednesday, October 7th. And even if you can't make all of the classes live, it's at 7 o'clock at night Eastern time. The recording comes out the next day.
Yes.
So there are some people who just took the class by watching the recording and then would send me questions to answer for the next class. So definitely ways that you can do it. You can find the information at createyourpersonalstyle.com. And if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me, message me, email me, whatever. I'll be happy to answer it. But I would love for all of you to have the same results and the same fun feeling when you go into your closet as Allie has. So I wish everyone a healthy, happy, relaxing weekend, and I'm around if you have any questions, and I will look forward to seeing you all next week for another Total Image Woman of the Week. So have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Ginger.
Thank you.